Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita is one of the most revered and reviled pieces of literature ever written. It was ranked 4th on Modern Library's 100 Best Novels of the 20th Century, and was a bestseller upon its American release in 1958. It was the second book after Gone with the Wind to sell 100,000 copies within its first 3 weeks of publication. It was adapted for film twice, once by the legendary Stanley Kubrick in 1962, and once by Adrian Lyne in 1997. Lyne's version starred Jeremy Irons and was superior to Kubrick's version in nearly every conceivable way. This is simply my opinion, of course, and the issue remains open for discussion. The plot of Lolita, for those who are unaware, concerns a man named Humbert, who falls in love with a 12-year-old girl named Lolita, and uses his authority as her stepfather to coerce her into being his love slave. The novel is probably more controversial now than it ever was in this age of To Catch a Predator and the sex offender registry. The book neither condemns nor approves of the actions of its main character and narrator. At times he seems repentant, but mostly he seems like a puppet to his urges who cannot help himself. It is a brilliantly written, funny, and oftentimes frightening book, and should be read by anyone who has a fondness for novels. Recently, I stumbled upon a very interesting collection of book covers for Lolita, and was struck by how vastly different the covers were from place to place and decade to decade. Many editions seem to hide the book's subject matter entirely. Take this 1955 French edition, for example. No images, just green background, black words, a border. Or this 1958 American version. Nothing about this cover gives you even the faintest hint as to this book's contents. I wonder, was that to make people less afraid to walk to the cashier holding the book in their hands? Other versions of the cover seem to focus on vilifying the book's protagonist and his perversion, like this 2007 Swedish edition that depicts a bald man holding a butterfly in his hands. The symbolism is lost on none but the densest of us. Then there are the weirdly suggestive covers, like this 2005 Random House cover from the USA, or this 1998 Croatian edition. The legs with those long socks or stockings seem to be a recurring theme in these covers, actually, like this 1970 Italian edition. Then there are the covers that play up the book's themes, almost as if they're trying to get pedophiles and ephebophiles to buy this book. These strike me as somewhat strange, since the protagonist's sexual preferences ultimately destroy his life and Lolita's. Still, there's no mistake in the sexuality of this 2000 London cover, put out by mainstream publisher Penguin. Others, like this 1974 Turkish edition, make you feel like you're actually buying outright smut, rather than an acclaimed piece of literature. There are other covers that are just outright creepy, like this 1963 French edition that makes Lolita look like a creepy alien doll come to steal your soul. This cover actually looks like it could make pedophiles renounce their perversions on the spot. This 1997 Polish edition is one of the creepiest looking things I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't even seem as if it should be real. It's interesting to me how different people in different times and different cultures have taken different approaches to presenting the exact same material. We're told not to judge books by their covers, but of course the cover is the first thing we ever see of most books, and covers are designed to appeal to people whom the publishers see as being the audience for their books. In essence, book covers are a marketing decision, and how things are marketed to us tells us about ourselves and our fascinations. What do your books, your movies, your video games say about you?